Welcome. My name is Yana the Heretic, and this is my channel, The Unpopular Opinion Becoming Popular. Why? Because no matter what people's auras are transforming and their personal philosophy is upgrading, and I'm here to help. Right now we are filtering Gate 17, and it'll be in transit from the 24th of March to the 29th. And Gate 17 is called the Gate of Opinions, and the theme is following. Gate 17 is located in the Ajna Center, which is technically our third eye. It is where we receive pattern recognition, and that includes PTSD. And therefore, it's hard to break certain mental patterns, especially once you completely ingrained a theory into your head and your body has a physical reaction to it. And this is still filtering the archetype Michael, and it is the Archangel Michael, and why this coexists and is a synchronicity, because when it comes down to being the protector of people and justice, there has to be a lot of frameworks and structures in place that guide people into those states. So this is very much people that know this is good and this is bad. So there's always this trip in their mental field, what is actually going to be beneficial and what is not going to be beneficial and what isn't allowed. So this is very important, especially at this time, because we're initiating our mind, and with the new transit of Neptune in Aries, we're going to be seeing a lot of these justice existential crises, basically. So, we haven't had anything like this in transit in a while, and I know it can seem very scary, but the benefit of it is that whatever's going on, people are not happy with it, and we're going to start building these new structures for a new nation, and therefore we have to stand up and out and reform what is actually wrong and right for society and for the collective. And this can seem very similar to the Gates and Kali, but Kali is very emotional, and it came from our motor energy. So it was a feeling that made you naturally and organically fight back. Whereas this is more of a logical foundation and the right eye. So the right eye that sees the organization of facts and data and being able to work. Anyone that has a 17 in their body graph, or has the 17 in their body graph, they are the ones that can stand out, and organizations will find them for their complete awe-inspiring skills for being able to handle a lot of logical data. So that means they are planning and they are organizing businesses, and each single person they're organizing their tasks for. So they're not just in the nitty-gritty details, they are in the broader view and in the collective view of what does this plan look like in the bigger picture, and how does everyone fit into this plan. And obviously, this can be extra for some people. people don't really like opinions. There's tons of like insults against people with opinions, and obviously whenever people don't ask for what you think, you're not going to be greeted the way that you want to. So always be invited to share what your beliefs are and your opinions and your logical data. This is important because every single thing that was a theory becomes a fact. And I know that a lot of facts in previous times are outdated, so we're shoveling through this information and allowing it to uncover the flaws in our society. So now you can think about what are your theories and what you want to do to reform the logic of the collective. This is a daunting task, so you have all this energy in this transit, and unless you actually have this gate or have somebody in your life that affects you in this way, it is not consistent energy. But it is important to write, and it is important to write because it manifests and gives you a clear picture of, okay, this is definitely, the data for me, and this is how I feel and how I think. And sharing those things makes an impact no matter what, and that's how manifestation occurs. That's quite different from being a manifester or having a throat definition, manifesting generator type. So it's important to know the difference. Not all of us are capable of initiating, and that's the flaws in manifestor culture. It's like not everyone is meant to visualize and to sit and to plan in their mind frame, but the 17 is capable of that. They're able to bring forth the visualizations, especially if they do have manifestor qualities. So regardless, you can always make a huge shift within a week and see what can be organized for you. There's also the channel of acceptance that's being activated, so it's not just the 17, it is in fact the 1762, which allows you to be an organizational being and allows you to feel confident in being able to grasp and handle a lot of detail. And that is where the 62 comes in. It allows that factual evidence to start building, and that's when it really solidifies and condenses into the solid fact. So the 62 is rather important because if you just have the 17, it can be theory for a really long time until proven not. Let's see. What are the questions of the week? The questions. What are the beginning steps to initiating an entire collective? What are the stepping stones to bring forward mental justice? So these are not easy questions to write about, but I definitely know that it's really potent to know where you stand, and you never know what will happen once you start getting your thoughts rolling and down on paper. Because your thoughts become something that you voice and they become actions, and maybe you're not the person that's going to actually tackle this, but it could reach a person or a group of people that will take this and be heavily inspired by your new for school systems or for systems of thought in general. Where do you find yourself in your opinions? Are you seeing the bigger picture, or how can you make change in the details? So I think it's very wise to be aware of how your opinions stop you from proving them wrong. So it's helpful to be able to see the broader picture and to be able to see the details at the same time. So there might be a limitation that you've been working through, and it has to do with PTSD, or it has to do with the situation that made you feel fear or humility or discomfort, and maybe you can change that within yourself and therefore change the view that you have of people or that certain situation. It doesn't have to hinder you in any way at all any longer. And what does justice look like for you? Can you improve systems from the root? And I specifically wrote school systems or systems of thought, which is generally the way that people have built these facts. This is like where facts have been layered on, and it's easy to believe what other people say just because they sound intellectual. And it's like, but does that qualify now? Does that really true? Is it really been proven with new technology and, throughout the collective experience? Is everyone agreeing to this? Or is there more work to be done? Do we have to dig deeper and compare what was said before compared to what is said now? And things change. So allow yourself to grow within these changing tides. And I will let you ask any questions. And I will see you in the next transit.